So let's look at some basic economics. Let's start with Weeble's model. I just recently had a notification come up on my phone saying you can spin this wheel and get 3 free stocks potentially. And you go do the thing and you wind up doing an actual task because why would they just give you free money? I mean, at the point, I didn't lose anything at the point. If it devalues, I still own 25 cents. If it's up 30 cents, I own 1 or 2 shares on it, even if they're a junky stock that I basically made 75 cents if they're a quarter a share. And I have 3 of them. And that's to say, it could be anywhere from this to Apple, Google, maybe that stock. You could sell out anywhere you want with those 3 or 4 of them. But it's got to be worth you to get 3 people into the market for me. Now, why is that in relative nature to the Tino and us as investors? I'm gonna assume, even though I'm not, I have a couple of stocks on Twitter. This is my action that I'm doing that we share in work, that the notated model of physics is Twitter in this case, and that it indicates the line, just in the fact that it looks like all the other ones, that I should be able to tell the Fed did something because something did that here. They traded money from this into the Fed as a total market job because it's not a individual product to the buyouts that correlate to the business that adjust this, because those would be the indicator models of what does it correctly. And why a company, when I say something like Tesla, being the good guy here, he says some things, it's kind of the hot thing we do. It's like, we want to encourage it, but it's hard for anybody from any other perspective to really understand. And mine being a mathematics standpoint, we share a mathematics standpoint. And in that degree, I would have to, because it's a gravity taxation. If the mathematics is happening over there in terms of a function. But there it's to say, well, that goes against tech, and that would. But why didn't Elon's numbers move? Because you as an investor have decided to say, instead of the federal regulation of that system working its way through, to say, well, regardless of Tesla being in charge or otherwise, the numbers would correlate to the same differentials based on the material science of what is on the ground and how fast those operations can do based on the prime standard of what we conduct those physics to be. Now, if we find out something later that will increase or decrease on that standard of this Hubble's 45, on what that output will be. And so you would have to say as an investor, well, other than Twitter to have a market or just the market cap, my job would be influencing the market cap. I have to make sure at no point in time, if the government does something, that I have a stock in this, that I don't want to undersell that company, because then I would have to share. I would have to trade into a new real estate that may be XY over the differential on the motor to keep it going. But are you beneficially doing something for that company? Am I occupying that kind of CNN space in there, or NSNBC space in there, where I can, by physics, tell that this adjusts that system? Because then I would say you are a worker. And as a stock shareholder, you kind of hold that Z coin for the company, like, boss, I have to get out here and manage this thing because your operations in the office weren't for the Gypsy Yeager workforce crew timelines on the weather forecasting correct to the standards, and we have all kinds of shit about training in your position to be in there for that thing to happen. And I'd have to go to the market players. He's busy running your guys' shit instead of being on my floor.